Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. And today we have The Right Stuff from National Geographic, but it's not a documentary series. Strangely enough, well, not strangely enough, they have their share of documentaries. There's even one that came out alongside this called The Real Right Stuff, as if this one was fake. Well, it's a dramatization. It's a historical drama. It is 8 episodes long. It's from 2020. Each of the episodes are about 45 minutes each, like a normal television show with commercials making a full hour. But there's no commercials, of course. It's Disney Plus, and yeah, it's they make it clear that this is based on real events and real people, but some things have been fudged a little bit for dramatic purposes to make it flow and to make it more interesting in some places, not in a way that would tell an outright lie or make it look like somebody was something they weren't, I would hope. But it is definitely paced as a drama, as something that is not as dry as maybe a documentary, but it's not as flamboyant as a reality TV show starring guys who want to go into space. Yeah, that's not how this works. This is it basically obviously tells the story of the Mercury 7, the men picked to be the first in space, because in 1959 we were behind the Russians in getting a man into space, and our space program at NASA was scrambling to catch up and find what they needed from all over. They considered men from all parts of the military, even horse jockeys. There was actually a suggestion at one point that jockeys be the kind of guys they would send into space if they could handle the pressure and everything else. They're small, they don't take up as much room, but yeah, it was because honestly, you have to understand the what I'm filming this on right now has more power, more memory, more everything than what we probably used to launch these men into space in 1961. It's not a small thing. Um, yeah, but for them. They were working on a wing and a prayer to put these men into space. And of course, it not only tells the story of these men, which mainly focuses on Alan Shepard and John Glenn, uh, two of the names you would know more than any of the others. Not that any of them um, don't deserve their part in history, but the ones you remember more than likely you learned in high school: John Glenn and Alan Shepard. Uh, there's a bit of a rivalry between all of them, but mainly these two guys. They kind of butt heads from time to time. You can sort of tell us, feel the tension, but you also get some back history about some of the others. I've only watched one episode, to be clear. I didn't watch. There's 8 of them, so I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna add it. Oh, there we go. Add it to my watch list because I'm gonna finish this. It's to me, it's immensely interesting to know the amount of stuff that we went through in order to get uh, where we are today. And some people might go, "Well, we're not doing much of anything. We're sending billionaires into space." Well, those billionaires wouldn't even feel half as safe enough to feel like they could almost go into space if it wasn't for the work of these guys and the NASA program back then. Uh, yeah, no billionaire is going to risk his life and something that he thinks he's going to die doing. So they just want credit for stuff. Yeah, but hey, it wasn't too much different back then. These guys want to go into space. They want to impress the world, impress their families, impress their wives, impress their secret girlfriends. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Hey, when they were being signed up here and looked at and evaluated mentally, physically, psychologically, everything, emotionally, uh, they dug into their lives pretty deeply, and a morality kind of clause was also kind of set in place where they had to be strong family men. They couldn't be single men, because what are you going to get then? Hmm? Yeah. So, yeah, you had to show that you were married and had kids in order to be a man who's willing to put all that on the line to go into outer space. Yeah. there's the subtext isn't overt. It's there that they wouldn't let anybody who wasn't a family man be the first to represent the United States in space. Think about that. So anyway, yeah, it's starting out pretty interesting. It's again dealing with the families and dealing with the trials they went through, and you know how it all ends if you've seen any documentaries or remembered anything from school. But how they got there is pretty amazing. It's yeah, like I said, we've on Disney Plus we've actually looked at one of the other documentaries already, and I learned a lot about what went on. So I know what's kind of coming with these guys, and I'm interested to see what kind of story liberties they take with this in order to make it, more dramatic. But yeah, it's a movie. It's a series about men going into space, and I don't know that. I think they talked about a second season. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's been decided or not. But for now, we got one season of 8 episodes. That's all I really can say about that. After blowing more than 25 minutes yesterday on Star Wars Rogue One, um, a short video might be more palatable for some of you. But yeah, check it out. It's a National Geographic thing, but not the documentary. This is real stuff. Well, this is not real stuff. This is story time. That sounds reductive, but yeah. Oh, by the way, I should say who's in it. There's a lot of names, a lot of faces I recognize, but I don't remember their names too well. But John Glenn is played by Patrick Adams, and Alan Shepard's played by Jake McDormand. There's a ton of people throughout this that I recognize from other stuff, including Patrick Fischler plays Bob Gulrith. He's one of the guys who his job is to pick the men to be in part of the space program. You've seen his face in a million things, and when you see the guy crossing out lines, look at his face, you're like, oh yeah, you should recognize that guy. But yeah, it seems like a good cast, and yeah, there's a lot of dark, not dark, but a lot of stuff that hoops they had to jump through in order to get to where they were, and I'm sure it's only going to get more tense as we reach the day of launch. So let's pick tomorrow's episode.
362.
362. 362. Almost there. Oh. Hey. I have a feeling. Well, this is a short. But we're getting good. It's we have so many shorts on here. We very rarely ever pick any, which just seems really strange. But this I think is a classic. This is an old one, if I'm correct. But 362 is Mr. Duck Steps Out. I have a feeling this is another Donald Duck. I think it's a safe bet. Mr. Duck Steps Out. It's an animated short on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.